Hello my beautiful friends, welcome to Olesya and The City. I'm Olesya. It's very good to see you here as always, and today we are chatting about the fragrances I wore the most in year 2020, and I will show you my least worn fragrances, even though I have worn them quite a lot. So all of the fragrances I will show you today are the ones I wore quite a lot, but I will start from, let's say, maybe the least worn or least favorite to the most worn and most favorite. So without further ado, let's dive in. And the first fragrance will be this Sophia Vergara's Love. I really like the bottle. I think it looks actually quite sophisticated, sort of like a ruby shape, like a gem shape. And it's very affordable. I think I got it under $20, and rightfully so, because despite people on Fragnetica comparing it to Black Opium, I don't really see much of a resemblance. To me, it smells more of a Victoria's Secret slash Bath and Body Works kind of fragrance. So it is quite sophisticated, but it's not on the luxury side or niche side. So it's not bad. It's not like a body spray sort of a fragrance, but it's definitely not Black Opium. So at least not to me. Maybe some people see some resemblance, but I don't. However, there is a very significant notes of vanilla and some fruits and berries, and I would probably compare it with, as I mentioned, some very traditional Victoria's Secret fragrances. So if you are into that kind of provocative, sexy kind of smell, I think it definitely worth giving a shot, especially considering the price point. As I mentioned, I wear it especially during colder seasons, especially closer to the evening, even though if you probably know me by now, I don't really separate fragrances by morning, daytime and evening. But just because of the notes, and it is quite, especially like after the first spritzes, it is quite overwhelming. It evaporates pretty fast. I would say after 2 hours after I wear it, I will have to reapply it. It kind of goes away, but that initial heavy vanilla smell is definitely more of an evening fragrance, I would say. So yeah, definitely check it out. And we are moving on to the next one, which I'm pretty sure I showed you before. This is Amazing Grace by Philosophy. I just want to mention that overall I'm very impressed by Philosophy fragrances. I actually like quite a few of them, and as they all capture a certain mood and a certain emotion. So with this one, it's very beautiful flowers, definitely some white flowers and peonies. And despite common belief that floral, like very clear floral fragrances are more appropriate for spring and summer, I would say that I actually quite enjoyed wearing it all year long. I noticed that during colder seasons, this fragrance opens up completely different. It's imagine putting a nice, gorgeous bouquet of flowers into cold water with ice. You know how sort of the petals open up and the smell of flowers becomes more distinct and more sharp and clean. And I think that's the case during colder seasons. So whereas it's very appropriate for summer and spring because it sort of resembles with nature, I think during colder seasons it's also placed quite beautifully. I don't know why I don't wear it all the time. I just think I am more of a fruity floral girl, so sometimes I miss that fruitiness in fragrances. But I would say that it's definitely a very beautiful, very feminine, very romantic, almost girly like kind of fragrance. I can imagine myself wearing like a nice light dress, like a sunny dress with a big bouquet of freshly cut flowers, in a nice, I don't know, hat somewhere in the garden. And I feel like this fragrance would fit very well in the aesthetics of recently popular Bridgerton, just because of how romantic and florally it is. So yeah, I actually like this one quite a lot, but for whatever reason I don't wear it all the time. The next I will show you will be this Zara Wild Blossom, which I really enjoy. I think it's a very interesting fragrance. I probably already mentioned to you that I got it because of the bottle. I really like this beautiful purple color. And there's, I think, only two notes here. I think there's cherry blossom and something else. I forgot what it is. But it's quite interesting. It sits very close to the skin, so others not necessarily gonna smell it on you. It also has a little bit of a soapy dry down, at least on my skin. So it adds a little bit of that sort of powderiness and soapiness. It's almost like, you know, you washed your hands with an expensive soap. But I do enjoy it quite a lot, especially on the days when I want something to sit close to my skin. So like I don't want to exit the house without a perfume, or even when I'm at home and I just want to smell nice, but I don't want necessarily overwhelm others with my presence. I think it would be a great fragrance for that. Again, I wear it all year long. I don't really consider it morning or evening fragrance. I think it's good for any time of the day. If you like cherry blossom, if you like close to the skin fragrances, I think that would be a good pick. Next one will be Vie Est Belle from Lancome. I am pretty sure you're familiar with the bottle because that's quite a popular one. So for years, I consider it to be my signature fragrance. I don't even know which bottle is this. Like I bought so many of them throughout the years. First time I discovered it, I was so in love. This is something which I would normally reach out for because I really love those sweet fruity florals. I think that just describe me very well. I know that there is a lot of controversy with this fragrance. Some people love it, some people hate it. I fall obviously in the category who loves it. I just love this burnt sugar, pear, those beautiful caramel notes. It's definitely a very gourmand, almost like I want to eat you kind of a fragrance, and that's why I love it. Definitely, I wear it all year long. I even wear it on a hot summer day, but I'm crazy. I know that normally people reach out to this fragrance during colder seasons. I think it's perfect for cold fall, like November, and for winter, obviously, because it's like very warming, almost like having, you know, a pastry. But a lot of people complain that it causes a headache, so be cautious with that. And I guess after getting complaints for quite a few times, I stopped reaching out for it that often because I don't think it's a very office friendly. Or even, you know, even if you go in on a date, your partner might think that it's a little bit too much. So just a couple spritz should be enough. It is quite long lasting, which is a great thing. And I think, yeah, if it didn't cause as much reaction from other people, I would definitely reach out to it more often. But overall, I love it. I don't know if it's still my signature scent, but it's definitely in my top 5. That's for sure. Next fragrance I'll show you would be, which one should I pick? Well, okay, let's go here because the next 3 fragrances, those are like my top worn ones. And it's kind of hard for me to pick which one I wore most because I kind of wore all of them all the time. But anyways, this is Mon Paris by Yves Saint Laurent, and I love the bottle. As you can see, it's gonna finish pretty soon, but I will repurchase it. It's such a beautiful fragrance. I think it's very romantic. There is definitely berries and again burnt sugar, but it's kind of different from burnt sugar here. Again, if you're not very big fan of very sweet fragrances, it's not your thing, I can tell you right away. But I love fruity florals. This one is very beautiful. The blackberries in this one is just, it just steals my heart every time I smell it. But it's definitely flirty. sexy, but not in an obvious way. It's more of like a very feminine sexiness. Um, if I could describe it as a fashion look, I would say that it's definitely more of a silky dress, with some nice leather bag and probably a basket of some berries and fruits. Um, I don't know if Paris smells like that, but it's definitely a romantic fragrance. I love it. I definitely consider it one of my signature fragrances. So yeah, definitely check it out. The next one I will show you will be this guy Lalique, by Lalique, which I really really love. First of all, I love the bottle. I probably mentioned it 3,000 times on my channel already, but I really do love the bottle. I think it's very, very well made. And this is my fragrance during colder seasons. And I just don't really see myself wearing it during hot weather. Um, it's very warm, very spicy, so there's definitely some notes of, I think there's red and black pepper, or just red pepper, I don't remember. I think there is some bergamot, um, some tonka bean. It's just a very, very underrated fragrance. I don't understand why people don't necessarily talk about it. I found several videos on YouTube mentioning Lalique perfumes, but I still think that this fragrance doesn't get enough attention, in my opinion. I really, really love it. I know a lot of people don't like spicy perfumes. I normally wouldn't reach for something like that, but for whatever reason, the whole combination is just so interesting, so niche. And I got it actually for quite affordable price. It was definitely under $50, and I think for what it is, I think it smells way, way more expensive. It smells very niche-like, very unique, and I just love it. Definitely give it a try, especially if you're looking for a very nice, comforting fragrance. I always like to compare this fragrance to a nice cashmere scarf, which you wrap yourself around during colder seasons. Very cozy, very warming, very uplifting. I love it. And the last one I will show you, the one I probably reached for the most in the past year, is this Zara Gourmand Addict. And don't let the name of it trick you. I wouldn't necessarily call it a gourmand fragrance, at least not in the understanding of Angel, Terry Mugler, or Black Opium. I I would say that it's more cleaner, more wearable, more everyday like, and I guess that's the reason why I reached out for this fragrance so much, is because there's clearly notes of peach, which is almost like a second skin. And I believe there is one fragrance by Kilian. Um, I don't remember the name of it, but there is also like osmanthus or peach notes in it, and it sort of resembles those notes. So it's not identical. I'm not comparing them in in any way, but I feel like some notes definitely have some similarity, and obviously Zara is way more affordable because you can get it under $20. However, just as any Zara perfumes, you will have to reapply it quite often, but to my surprise, it is actually quite long lasting. Sometimes I would spray it on my hair, I would wake up next day and my pillow and my hair would still smell like this fragrance. And I also noticed sometimes that, my jackets, they would smell like this fragrance even like many, many days later. So I think it's maybe not as long lasting on the skin, but it's definitely more long lasting on hair and on clothes. It's I would call it an everyday fragrance, even though you can wear it for a special occasion as well. And it's just very, very womanly, very elegant at the same time. Um, I would say I can imagine wearing like a nice tailored white shirt with a nice, good quality leather bag, and sort of like, you know, a busy woman on the go, sophisticated, modern one, living urban lifestyle. Yeah, those peach notes are very, very beautiful. Um, Love it. Very elegant. So that's why I've been reaching it for it a lot last year. So those were all the fragrances I wanted to show you today. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give me big thumbs up. Leave me in comments down below if you have tried any of the fragrances I mentioned, and please let me know what was your most worn perfume in the year 2020 so I can go ahead and check it out. I would really, really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I try to post new videos at least twice a week. And I will see you in my next videos. Bye bye.